need to be
clean house.
Fired.
Yep.
That's
November
right.
6, 2018. We should have the biggest midterm election of all time. And we need to send a message loud and clear. We do have term limits, and we need to exercise that right now. If it takes this long for the House and the Senate to come up with, what is it, 4 failed attempts now?
Yeah,
In the
no.
last
3.
3?
Unsuccess.
Well, now they're going back again.
Well, they because Trump put him on the table and said, "You're not going home until you get something going on."
A moron said, the guy from Kentucky.
Oh, McConnell?
No, the turtle head.
Oh, the turtlehead guy. Yeah.
The
Well,
moron.
look at. They had in 2010. In 2010, they got the House. The Republican Party got
Yep.
the House in 2010. In 2014, the Republican Party got the Senate.
Yep.
Okay. In 2016, the Republican Party got the the White House.
Yep.
Now, it seems to me that if you own the House, the Senate, and the White House, you could get something done.
The judicial.
And the judicial for long term. So it just seems.
all 3 branches of government is controlled by one party.
So there you go. It seems to me
And
that
they
you
can't get jack done.
I
right,
think,
wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah. Just unsuccess across the
Yeah.
board.
no, the only thing they get done well is not getting anything done.
Well, that's true.
And they get paid $175,000 a year in the House to do that, and $225,000 a year in the Senate to do that. And they get lifelong insurance for the rest of their lives, the benefits, and they don't have to use Obamacare. You think they would vote for Obamacare? Yes,
Yeah.
they did. But you think they use Obamacare?
No.
they don't. They have their own special care package that comes with it for the Senate and the House, the judiciary, and the president. And they get also their money for the rest of their life if they get elected into 2 terms.
2 terms in the House and 1 in the Senate.
And you're gone, baby. You
You're
got
good.
money coming in for the rest of your life. Plus, you get the contacts. And for a lot of those idiots over there, the pedophile freaks that some of them are, they get the little boys and little girls, too, that they never get caught. One of the biggest human trafficking rings is just outside the D.C. Beltway.
Is it really?
Yeah, in Baltimore.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Baltimore's a rock throw away from Washington, D.C. It's like going to San Bernardino. No, a little farther.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's
get
not
it.
that far. So, I mean, there's some weird stuff going on there, and that's why we get nothing done, because they vote for their own rules. Hey, if you are the one-eyed king and master of your land and everybody else is blind, you think you're never going to be the king? You'll be the king forever. And that's the problem. Now, everybody knows I voted for Trump, and I'm a Republican, conservative, independent. I vacillate in those 3. But here's the point. Wrong is wrong and right is right. And you can't figure it out, man. Fire them all. Tar and feather them on the way out.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
And give them a kick in the ass too.
Yeah.
And you've heard me said that if one American dies because of these people in North Korea and we're grandstanding this first flag stuff, I'll be on the picket lines out there with my bullhorn talking the crap about unconscionable acts, because that means they knew about it. And they let it happen anyway.
And if they didn't know about it, then that just shows you how dumb and uninformed they are. And we don't need leaders like that.
No, we don't.
But we seem to keep getting them over and over and over. Or we can have leaders like Caitlyn Jenner, that go on.
Now, leave Caitlyn alone.
No, I mean, she goes on. She's on the Kimmel show last night, yelling at Jimmy Kimmel. She's mad at Jimmy Kimmel because Jimmy Kimmel was making jokes through her whole progression and her whole change, or its whole change, or whatever they want to call it. I mean,
well, see, now you got 2. You don't know whether to call it a man or woman.
it's called an it.
That's probably safe to say, yeah.
It's like
I don't know what to call. Yeah, so it sounds like
did you ever
the
see
natural
Addams
feeling.
Family? Remember Addams
Yep.
Family? And
Yeah,
it?
It.
Cousin It?
Cousin It. I love Cousin It.
It was like hair in the face.
Yeah.
Because you never knew what the cousin was.
Male or female.
Yeah. Oh, it was it.
Yeah.
That's why I was called
I
it.
think it was a boy butt.
I think
Boy
it was a
butt?
girl, a boy butt.
But if it was a girl, she wasn't
No,
very hot.
good job.
Morticia was fine. That was a great actress.
she was-
I always loved her.
Right.
Ah, come on.
She's aight.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
you
a
get a
twin.
little bit of Morticia?
Yeah, Uncle Festus.
Oh, Uncle Festus. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
right. Uncle Festus. That was Uncle Festus. Who was the great actor that did Uncle Festus? Come on now. Come on.
I don't know. I'm horrible.
Google
with
it, Lee. Come on.
TV stuff and movies.
He was
Right on the
horrible.
tip of my tongue
If we
by
talk
Brenda and the
music, I'm in.
Tabulations.
Absolutely.
That's
So
right.
seriously, I mean, Jenner's going on, and yelling at Kimmel, and Kimmel's apologizing profusely, right? And all of that. And now Jenner, she wants to run, or it wants to run for Senate somewhere, or Congress somewhere.
Really?
Yeah, just like Kid Rock. Just like Kid Rock in Minnesota. He's tossed his name in to become the senator of Minnesota.
Wow.
Kid Rock. Kid Rock. I'd vote for Kid Rock.
Yeah, I would vote for him too.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Come on.
He's actually
I
a
don't know
very
what he
intelligent
stands
guy.
for.
I like him.
I know what he stands
I have
for.
to tune into him because I have not.
He stands in for the red, white, and
No,
blue,
he-
baby.
He stands for I love rock and roll.
That's right. I love Kid Rock, especially that kind of country song he did that was his last big, huge hit.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the song, but he did a great
It
job.
must not been much of a hit.
Oh,
'cause
it
I
was a
don't
huge
remember it
hit.
either.
I think
come
it was
on.
You just don't listen
Come
to
on.
country.
I don't like
that's
country,
what-
but I like him.
I love
Yeah.
country.
Yeah.
I think it was called Don't Knock the Rock.
That was it. Not.
Who's going to win? Conor McGregor or Mayweather?
McGregor.
I think they're going to knock each other out.
I think McGregor.
That would be funny.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I do.
Come on.
I do. I have to say that because I like
You're
him.
the fitness person. Come on now. McGregor, are you kidding me?
You know what? I like him, and there's so much tenacity behind him. I am
But can
cheering
he
for
box?
him.
No.
I'm cheering for him. But okay, so there's two different answers here.
Okay.
I'm cheering for him just because I like him, and he's just feisty and fiery, and I don't think that he can particularly box and keep up with him. So he'll probably lose, but he will put up a good fight.
So you think he might win? In your mind,
He's going to put up
you
a good
hope so.
fight. It's not going to be an
is
easy
it more
match.
of a might or is it a hope?
Might.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't.
Might.
You know, the issue is
I think she wants to date him.
I think the issue is that actually. That's right.
I don't know about date, but
You like that Irish broke. That's what you like.
Yeah.
That hey, top of the afternoon.
he's a fiery little
No, he is.
bugger. No,
And he
he's
is a
just
fiery little. These guys aren't that big.
Yeah.
Have you seen Mayweather up to when he stands
Yeah.
right by his giant?
Oh, he's tiny.
Giant bodyguards that are like
Yeah.
gorilla
he's
size.
tiny and he's like
monsoons.
so passive when he's like normal. Like in Vegas, we met him and he was so passive. It was just I was like,
Well, come
it's
on,
so
a guy can.
bizarre.
He's the MMA champion.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dan? McGregor or Mayweather? You're the boxing guy,
It's a setup for a rematch.
so it's just about money.
Yes.
Absolutely, always
Big
is.
money. Don't bet money, honey. Our level last. Nina Simone.
I just don't think McGregor would sell out and do that. I don't
Well,
know.
I'm not
$80
going to
million?
but
80. I'd sell
I don't
out for
know.
$80
Listen.
bucks.
I would.
Hey, Lee, you got
I'd
$80
sell
bucks
for-
right now?
Yeah.
I need $1,253 on Friday.
all right, I'll bail
To
you
be
out.
exact. Yeah.
I know it right now.
We know that you really,
Yeah.
I don't know. Who do you think, Jesse?
Oh, Mayweather all the way.
All right,
And
Lee,
I'm not a big
Mayweather?
Mayweather fan. I've never liked Mayweather. I thought he never really Mayweather is a dancer and he moves away from the fight. He moves away
smart.
from and
It's
he's a
boring.
reactionary fighter. But he's going to beat McGregor. You cannot deal in the science of boxing if boxing is what you're doing in that moment. And you can't do any MMA.
Yeah.
That you cannot. The striking of
Yeah.
a boxer at Mayweather's level is something he or no one in MMA has ever seen and had to deal with. The striking and
I agree
how
with
they
that.
get hit and how they move. They move differently. And also in MMA they go 5 rounds, five
Yeah.
5-minute rounds. This is going to go 12 3-minute rounds.
Yeah, McGregor will be gassed,
And
and
he'll-
he'll be a different type. Well, and I'm sure that his style of training right now and conditioning has
he's gotta-
been.
Yeah, stepped up.
they're prepping him for that. So
Well, he's got to be running differently.
yeah, you have to.
moving
It's
differently.
sport conditioning, different drills, different exercise philosophy, the way they're doing it. So-
Mayweather has never really knocked anybody out. He always beat people on technical aspects,
Yeah.
points, stabbing, moving, out flashing them, moving them, not getting
He's a
hit.
technical
He
boss.
just,
Yeah.
he got boring for me. I
Well,
I
why?
lost the love for him years ago.
Because
so
he's an idiot.
yeah.
Okay?
So,
That's
but
simple.
tell me you wouldn't want to see McGregor knock him out.
Oh, I'd love to see McGregor knock
Okay.
him out.
All
But
right,
he's
so-
not going to do it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's an impossibility.
So why is
let me-
Mayweather
wait
even
a second, wait a
boxing?
second.
him?
Let me
Well,
let me
that's what I
finish this.
mean.
Let me finish this. It's not an impossibility because when you get to combat,
One shot is all you need.
when you get
Yep.
when you get into
Connect.
combat and you get real fighters, and these are real fighters, in their trades, anything can happen.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Why?
Yeah.
Why is he fighting it?
Yeah.
Why is McGregor fighting Mayweather?
Why would the champ step up and say, "Okay, I'll fight this guy"?
Because there's nobody else to fight that will bring the headlines in for the $150 million, maybe $200 or $300 million box office payoff in the next 4 weeks.
Period. And the champ needs the money to pay his
broke.
taxes.
He owes the United States government what, $23 million or something like that.
Yeah. So he worked out a deal with the IRS.
You darn right.
That I'll pay you
All of a
after
sudden.
the fight.
Yes.
After this fight, yeah.
No, not even after the fight. No,
Desperation.
they'll be there collecting the
Yeah,
money.
Yeah,
they'll
that's what
be
I'm
waiting
saying,
for an
yeah.
empty
They're
suitcases.
going to be at the cash register
Exactly.
collecting
Yeah.
the money.
So is he going to pay them the back plus the new? Because
No.
he got to pay tax on the
Yeah.
new money too.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
if
yeah.
you make a deal,
Yeah.
if you make a deal with the
Make
IRS,
a deal with the devil.
if you make a deal with the IRS, you got to make
They're
up
gonna
the
get the
back.
money.
But they also want you to stay perfect
Right.
for the next 7 years.
Sure.
Because
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're not perfect for the next 7 years, no matter what deal you make
Yeah.
with the IRS, they
They
will
come back.
retroactively go back and the deal you made, which was less than what you really had to pay most of the
Then you
time,
have to get-
Yeah.
you have to pay the whole amount with no more deal.
Plus
and,
penalties.
and you do not.
Right, the fees.
The
Pass
original
go.
payoff does not add to the reduction of the full amount that you have to pay. So they just made $23 million. They want you not to pay.
Yeah.
They want
Yeah.
you to mess up in 7 years.
Yeah, you don't mess with the IRS.
Yeah.
No. So that's the only reason. Now, the question is why McGregor wants to go with Mayweather because
he
there's
can't
nobody
get a
else to
person
fight.
anywhere. Yeah.
He's the same way, and
Yeah,
his
they're both-
ego.
That's the
I mean,
purse.
Yeah.
But this is like
all
Ali
about
fighting
the
the
money.
Japanese
Yeah.
wrestler. Remember Ali fighting the Japanese wrestler? And it was a draw. But, I mean, come on. That doesn't happen. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Dan, tell him why.
No taxation without representation.
There you go. That's it. Absolutely. Vin Diesel is 50 years old today.
woo!
Can
Happy
you imagine
birthday,
that?
Vin.
Who?
Vin Diesel is 50 years old.
Yeah.
Cares.
It blows you
I
away.
like Vin Diesel. He's good.
Oh, good. Okay.
50.
You can
we
have
were
it.
talking about. Well, I don't want him, but yeah.
You can have
But
it.
happy birthday, Vin. Yeah.
Vin, 50
Take him to Canada
years
and
old.
You know
drop
how
him off.
you know how little he is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a little guy.
Yeah,
They're all little
he's
guys.
like 5 feet, like
Hey,
just
watch
over 5
that.
feet. But these ones are feisty. These little ones.
Yeah, really. Bite
So-
you in the kneecap.
So I'm oh yeah, you know, I would love to see Vin Diesel fight a midget. I mean, a little person.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Well,
that might
That'd
be
be
the
fun.
next-
maybe
You know, that might
on
be
the
the
show
next
next
fight.
week.
Conor McGregor fights raging midgets.
You said you're going to have a
Raging midgets. Midges is actually the correct term.
that what
little
they-
people.
midgets?
It's
Little
midges
people?
or little people. Little people is a correct term, and I've
right,
learned.
that's the correct term. You
yeah.
gonna have some little people on?
Yeah, one of the girls is coming on next week. It's going to be a secret, but well, Ellie Chapman.
Really? Can I
Yeah.
have some clown music from the Ringling Brothers Bar
That
and
is
Bailey
terrible,
Circus?
and we're going to hell.
He's going to
She's
hell.
going to be fighting
Come
you.
on.
Never mind,
Come
Vin
on.
Diesel.
That'll be a good match.
Just
Guy
let me
high-low.
just let me have the little.
I don't want to watch her
Brutus.
kick your butt.
Yeah, she's gonna kick you in the ankle.
And
Yeah,
the little
she's
fire
gonna
engine that they
beat
used to
your
come out
butt.
of. Remember the fire engine at the Ringling Brothers Bar and Bailey when the clowns, the little people would come in and they.
When did this happen?
I loved midget wrestling. In fact, midget wrestling. When they
Yes.
called it midget wrestling, the little midget guys. Right?
Sky high low.
I'm trying to be politically
Little
correct
Brutus.
here, and I know this is not
can't
going
do
to
it.
be
Well,
That's okay.
for so long.
Okay. The
Gonna eat my mic.
Okay, the little midget guy, or the little people guy. What do we call them? Midgies?
Little midges,
Little
little,
people.
people,
They're like little Shetland ponies.
little
Right?
people,
Right? Like little miniature
little
collies.
people.
Right? You
No.
got the big collie and the little collie.
What's your point?
I don't know.
'Cause I'm trying
I've
to
always
figure
had a
out the whole-
fascination
Okay,
with
but-
little
but
people.
here it is.
I think
Check
they're
it out.
amazing.
I
I'd
talked to
date one.
superstar Bill. You know something? I bet.
Did everyone hear that with Lee?
Yeah. Yes, I did. You know.
Like I said, I had a fascination. I still do.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to fulfill that need for you here because you don't know where I'm going with this. Okay. In fact, quite honestly, I don't know where I'm going with it, but I do know I'm going somewhere. Superstar Billy
Hell.
Graham. Oh, I've been there and back already. So, Superstar Billy Graham was the WWF champion before Hulk Hogan came on the scene.
Okay.
And Hulk Hogan kind of took Superstar Billy Graham's aura. You know, he had the big flowery scarf and the blonde hair, and he was a big
Billy
guy.
Graham?
Superstar Billy Graham.
I don't remember him.
Not the Reverend.
No,
Yeah.
not the Reverend. No,
Of course not.
But nevertheless, so
Silly me.
In the 1990s, Well, no, yeah, the late '80s, he was very old, you know, and Hulk Hogan came on the scene after the Rocky film, and you know, and that all developed for him. So he used to work out in Burbank at the Power Source, and his knees were shot, and because wrestlers get beat up, they you know, it's all fake.
Yeah,
they still get beat up. They break their necks all the time. But anyhow, so I said to him, I said, "Man, you must have had a lot of groupies, right?" Because you know what do guys talk about in the gym besides weights? So he said, "Oh yeah, I can't tell you. God, man, you know." So he exchanged some of his groupie stories with me, and of course I never had any groupies. You know.
Of course not.
I was always Mr. Clean.
Lying and going.
Well, hopefully you were Mr. Clean, but not a lot of groupies.
You're not on the level.
I'm not. Yes, right. Look, I'm not Wilt the Still Chamberlain having gone to sex with 14,000 women.
It was only 10,000.
Well, I heard it was 14.
No, he lied.
Oh, well, then Warren Beatty. Then did
Because
Warren
that
Beatty
extra
lie?
4,000.
Warren Beatty said he had sex with 4,500 women.
Ain't no way. Your tool ain't going to work that long.
Oh,
4,500.
Look, I can't get it to work longer than 35 seconds.
That's
so,
like
geez.
So I was being nice when I said 2 minutes.
Oh, no, you put me in heaven.
Come on.
I was like, you know.
That's
geez.
like 4 times a week.
I was like 14 years old then, you know. But here's the point. I got off track again because, you know, I do have ADD, BFD, HMOP, QRST.
Okay.
Okay.
You didn't miss any. Huh?
No, I didn't. Thank you.
You were going to tell a story about a
yes.
little person.
So he said, but Jesse. He said it just like that. But Jesse. He said, we were no competition to the little guys. That's what he said. I said,
what do you mean?
What do you mean little guys? And he said, oh, you know, at that time, part of the show was they had midget wrestling, and they called it midget wrestling. And the midgets would come out, tag team championship.
Yeah.
They had their world champion. They had the girl tag team, the guy, same idea. But they would take over the middle of the show, and then sometimes they'd team up with the bad guy or the good person.
Okay.
And it was part of the show, and it was very, very fascinating. And he said, the midgets. And I said, what about? He said, oh, let me tell you, the ones that scored the most girls on the circuit were the midget men. And I
feel
said,
like I need to say something.
I said.
It was probably the fascination.
I was trying to put my mind around it.
Yeah.
So, you know, I went to the bathroom because I just wanted to check something. And then I came back and I went,
yeah,
Superstar,
maybe you're right.
Superstar. Come on, the 4-foot guys, right? I mean, they got to be like, you know, right? He goes, oh, no. I said, what do you mean, oh, no? He goes, no. They're built bigger than most men. And I went, I looked at him and I went, and there just happened to be a midget in the corner working out. So I looked over.
You didn't ask to see it, did you?
No, but I went over and asked, I said, is it true what Superstar says about midget men? And, you know, and he said, oh, I knew the guy. He goes, oh, yeah. I said, wow. So let me tell you something. This came from the real dude, Superstar Billy Graham, 20 years on the wrestling circuit, and at that time, with, you know, midgets always part of the show. In the locker room, guys being guys, right? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so my fascination has grown even more. Dad, I took over for you.
Was the little guy's name Tripod?
Why did you have to say that when I had a mouthful of
I know.
My bad.
All right, so my bucket list is longer.
Right?
Sounds like Pinocchio.
Can you just imagine?
You'd always have to tell lies.
You know, I
bet they're quite pliable and stuff.
Stronger
too.
as all get out.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, strong.
Okay, we got to change the subject here.
sorry.
I'm getting warm.
I am too. Thankfully, I am too. I think
I got a twitch, but it was in my eye.
I got in a fight last night, so I'm looking. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I bet it's quite an adventure.
Are we
Just
on the
my
air
imagination running away
Just
with
my
me.
imagination running away with me.
The tempestuous temptation.
That's right.
No.
To
too
get
funny.
you
Oh,
grooving.
Lord help us. Education. I want to talk about education. Okay. And
Little
why
feet up under your armpits.
education isn't working anymore. What's wrong with our education? How come people don't read and write? I was reading something the other day that most young people coming out of high school right now can't read unless they're reading on a computer or a Kindle or their smart page.
140 characters.
But they can't read a book. Their reading comprehension and their reading ability slows down when they actually have to pick up a book and read. It was a study that was done.
Yep.
But when they're on their smartphones or their laptops, they can read. The comprehension and the reading goes up. I don't know. That to me is does something to the brain. You know, it affects the touching of a page and turning it. Don't you think?
No, it's presentation, and that's what they've grown up with. They don't know about a book.
The millennials, the millennials are learning differently. So that's how they've been taught. So we were taught the old school way in our eyes. Yeah. So it was the books, the reading, and the writing. And now it's just the laptops are being opened up. We don't teach our kids to read books anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, reading books is for the old people. And that's really too bad because that's where our level of education rises. And people should be reading a book a week at least.
Yeah.
So it's really sad. So if as parents, we can install that in our children today because it's not being taught in the school systems. So it's great for us to be able to show, hey, pick up and write, being able to express yourself. Writing is one of the most fabulous ways of learning and education itself.
They forget about long form writing, or what do they call it now? They call it something completely different. I just learned it as penmanship, long form writing. It didn't have a significant name.
Exactly.
You printed or you learned how to long form write. Yeah. They have a specific name for it. I've forgotten what it was. My kids are growing up. But cursor. That's what it's. Cursor.
Yeah.
Cursor.
When you see somebody, have you guys seen anybody write in cursive anymore? Anything?
No. Not at all. So, I mean, even when you go to seminars and lectures and things like that now, it's all on your phone. It's all, we're taught, so we're learning, it's basically in all our free time, they're spending on social media and all these different platforms, sharing their stories and their pictures with everybody. They're not, writing a handwritten letter or anything. Who does that anymore? A handwritten thank you card or thank you letter? I still do that because I think it's fantastic.
All right, if you receive something like that in the mail from the United States Post Office and I mail it on Tuesday, you might not get it till 2026, though. Yeah. That's the problem.
True. True.
Everybody's looking for instant gratification and acknowledgement.
Yeah, looking for those likes and those hits on social media, which we're all doing too.
Yeah, exactly.
But
you gotta play the game or get left behind.
But writing is important to your ability to think abstractly and out of the box, to understand logic and how to put logic to things. Writing and reading and the thought of putting words together grammatically properly with punctuation is all part of what allows you to express yourself.
True.
And that's part of the reason that our society, I believe, is that young people don't know how to express themselves as well because their verbiage, their language, their word understanding, the amount of words that are in this dictionary are fewer.
Yeah, and it's
so
being
they react
abbreviated
emotionally.
Yep.
And that's the way they're taught from birth on with all these games and all this stuff. And all.
Yeah, everything's being abbreviated, so the grammar's lost, and then you're using
OMG,
yourself with emojis.
Like
so now we're expressing ourselves with the touch of a button.
Little yellow things, right?
Yeah. So everything's just totally changed this era. So,
but
how many phone numbers do you know off the top of your head?
Not anymore.
None.
I used to know a dictionary
mine.
of phone
I had to
numbers.
think about mine sometime.
I can't think. I don't even know what mine is.
What's your phone number? I'll text it to you.
Yeah,
Did I
right?
send on my card?
Right.
Well, that's terrible.
It is.
Because you think about
I used to know all the numbers.
Yeah, we're lost without our phones.
Yeah.
So your phone shuts down for a minute.
Hey, when they blow off an EMP explosion at 25,000 feet and half America is gone because every computer chip and electrical circuit is fried, if it's not in a special box or container.
It won't matter, even if you know the number.
You won't know how to do anything. Forget it.
People
you
won't
know how to survive. You won't know how to discuss and communicate. You won't know how to do anything, period, end quote.
Yeah.
I mean, Kevin Costner did a movie. Remember it was called The Postman? And he did a movie where America went through a nuclear war, the whole world did, and the Russians were attacking the rest of the world and taking it over, and he was the last United States postman delivering mail. And it was
I missed that one.
I quit.
Totally. I'd be like,
actually,
I'm out.
it wasn't
Everybody's
a bad
dead.
movie.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Everyone's done. I'm out.
You know, what is it with our postmen too? You know, I mean, I had to deal with like 12 postmen in 3 months, or they get fired or something so fast. What happened to having your postal person be like, come to your door for 30 years, right?
Yeah, they move them around a lot. And a lot of them are not full time, and so that's the other thing. I love getting somebody else's mail because I open it.
That's against the law,
You're
actually.
going to jail.
Yeah, it's kind of against the law, Jesse.
It is?
Yeah, it's mail fraud.
You're like, yeah, these credit cards
mail
are
tampering.
great. They don't have my name
Wait
on
a
them.
minute. They sent it to me.
No, your name wasn't on it.
They're bad.
Well, I didn't know that.
Listen, we've been here at this office for over a year, and I'm still writing return on envelopes, from previous tenants. It's been a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm writing return, and I drop it in the mailbox. Or give it to the post guy or lady when they come by.
Can you imagine when cars can drive themselves completely, and most of the cars on the road are driving themselves, and then you have robots in your house doing all your manual labor, and you have everything being just done automatically through AI intelligence, and now some of the smartest people in the world are saying, watch out for AI intelligence, we better build in some backdoor safety factors.
That's coming.
But can you imagine what the world's going to be like, and the stupid people that are going to be walking around like walking zombies? I mean, it's going to be just like the movies that whatchamacallit, the comedian that that got in a lot of trouble for messing around with his girlfriend's daughter, Woody Allen.
Woody.
Oh,
Remember that the crazy Woody Allen movies where he woke up in the future? Or you don't go to a lot of the movies.
No, I hate
but
movies.
Woody Allen, there was a movie where he went to sleep and he woke up in the future, and the future was completely different, and a lot of it robotic and AI intelligence, and he couldn't figure it out. And it was a comedy, for Woody Allen comedy, if you understand his sense of humor. But I mean, we're just going to be a bunch of stupid blabbering idiots walking around.
But it won't matter. Because
Everybody will be a bunch of stupid blabbering idiots.
We're all going to be the
You
same.
see, that's why I think that this whole
Cattle.
Korean stuff is just, they've got us peg line. They got us hook, line, and sinker. They just know how to tap into to things like that. And this AI intelligence is really scary because someday they're going to say, oh, Logan's Run, right? Logan's Run.
That does not compute.
Right. It's going to be Tron and Logan's Run, where, when you reach 25 years old, you got to walk to the destruction center or the chamber of death, because that's what you're conditioned to do, because there's 27 billion people on the planet Earth or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's coming. That kind of stuff is coming.
They will no longer use bombs. They'll negotiate. Okay, listen, okay, we've got you in the crosshairs here. Put 25,000 people in the chamber, and they disappear.
Right. And that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they're already doing it
more
with
physical
GMO food.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that's what,
right.
see, that's the biggest fight that I had about Obamacare and America being turned into like Canada or England or any other socialist nations that have care for all their people, is the fact that they can control the health care, which means that the big pharma and money controls the medicine, controls the release of medicine, like for MRIs.
Yeah.
They'll kill you a different way than rather kill you this way, because they can't kill the world off, because they're human beings and they want to live here. But that's me, and the world, according to me, I think a lot different in terms of that. I think they're out to get all humanity. Because there's too much of us.
And then what?
There's too many of us. They got to cull
They
us
gotta
down to
kill
about
us.
3 billion. Can you imagine?
Keep
Look,
us
check
down.
it out. Check it out. There's 7.5 billion people on the planet Earth, right? 7.5 billion. Now, in my lifetime, I'm 56. That population has doubled since the time I was born in 1960.
All right.
Okay. There were 157 million people in America in 1960. Now there's 327 or 37 million people. So it's doubled plus. And it's doubled around the planet Earth, even though we have birth control and we have all this sophistication and all this stuff. It doesn't matter.
Well, I think the slowest growth is here in America, though.
Yeah,
isn't
it is. In all Western Anglo countries, including Europe, it is the slowest growth, because we realize when we go together and we get to tangoing, man, after 3 or 4 kids, we can't afford it anymore. It's a matter of money.
Yeah, that's part of it. But the other part now is you got to have 2 or 3 jobs And so when you come home, you're not thinking about sex.
Well, you see, this was a deceit. This was a deceit.
Everyone's so
Look,
darn
so
tired.
tired.
Yeah.
Tell me about this. I think it's a deceitful thing perpetrated on a woman to take her out of the house and raising children in such a platform that she has to make $1 million a year like her husband and get through the glass ceiling. Meanwhile, the kids are raised by TV, some scumbag, perverted 14-year-old babysitter who's perverted just as the 50-year-old might be. And our schools have gone to the hell in the handbasket. No God, no nothing in them anymore. And there's nobody to protect the children because the protector of children historically has been the woman.
Yep.
So are you suggesting that women should not be working?
I'm suggesting that women need to reevaluate if they're going to have children or not.
That's right.
And they have already. And that's why the population of Europe and America has gone down, because women have evaluated, I don't want to have the children like my mom, my grandma, my great-grandma. I want to get through the glass ceiling. I want to have the big fast boat. I want the island, the U.S. Virgin Islands. I want what Bill Gates has. Okay? But what that has done is allowed a youthful nation to be raised by who? The government. AI intelligence, and that's why we're at where we're at today. And that's
Jesse
the world
is
according
right.
to
Bring
Torero.
back Mattress Mambo.
Well, Jesse,
Mattress Mambo, baby.
it's your fault. You let it happen.
I did. It's all my fault. I stopped
All
at 2.
you.
I didn't want 5. Somebody else in my family wanted a whole bunch, but I
Well.
stopped at 2.
See?
Why
There
is
you
it
go.
my fault?
Because, you stopped having kids and you bought into the whole concept.
No,
Yep.
no, I
Well,
didn't.
I got 3.
I
So,
got 2.
See?
I got one.
Tracy, what's going on
See?
in your
There
life?
you go.
What's happening? What's coming up for you?
Lots of amazing stuff, actually. Just got a role in a new movie, doing an action scene and a stunt scene. So
Congratulations.
thank you. Yeah, so that's
Bravo.
new.
I'll go see that movie. Otherwise, I don't go.
So I'm going to be kicking some butt in this movie, and I can't really tell you guys a lot of stuff about it, but so my training has been pretty extensive right now. I'm doing a different style of training, learning the martial arts, the kickboxing, the boxing, and I have a lot of great teachers, a lot of people behind me, self-defense, Spice Williams-Crosby. I've got Daisy Lang in my corner, and all my friends, Don Wilson and all those guys supporting me as well. So you're at Chin. Thank you to you for all that you've done to help me with this. So I'm really excited. This is something that I've always wanted to do. I've taken my athleticism from being a soccer player all the way up to fitness and bodybuilding, and transferred it now into this behind the screen. So it's a real big honor.
Very cool. Dan the Man, what's happening with you, the Road Dog King?
I have no child support payments, and I have a project in 2021.
Okay, that's right.
Can you tell
I
us?
can't say much
Or
about
you have
it.
to kill us.
I can't
Does it
wait.
involve wearing clothes? Are you going to be wearing clothes?
Oh,
I might be topless.
Lee Baby Michaels, what do you got going on?
10 a.m. tomorrow morning, right here on the same microphone. That's
like
it.
that.
That's my life.
Monday through Friday.
Sweet.
That's it, baby.
And Jesse T, I'm all over everywhere. I got all kinds of stuff happening, but it's good to be here on Roundup Wound Up. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you later. The Brown Beauty's off duty. See ya!
Bye-bye.